Hi, I'm Radical Coder. This is Umbreon. And real quick, before we dive in, if you want to make sure this little dude stays fed and warm, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what I got right, what I got wrong, or what you want to argue about. Let's go.
So let's hear. I want to hear this. I want to hear Ryan. What's your best argument against tag?
I don't really have like a formal anti-tag argument. I mean, we can talk about presupposition, and I can try to like make sure I fully understand it, I guess.
Well, you guys gonna play a game of tag?
Do you think views need to be?
I was like, that's the best game ever, and a good movie, by the way.
Well, do you think views need to be justified?
I think views need to be justified.
Yeah, like if you're going to use something in an argument, do you need to justify it?
Generally, I mean, I think ultimately, like everything's going to eventually boil down to some axiomatic claim.
Okay, well then, how can you do anything if someone just says, "Well, God's just real," and that's an axiom?
Can I just point out that you guys couldn't even be on here for a full 10 minutes without already trying to debate something? Can I just say that?
That was Andrew.
What are we here for? Are we just here to wear hats and eat McDonald's for Andrew's birthday? Or
Yeah, I was
I
was trying to defer away from the roast here a little bit, okay? And I thought there was no better way. Yeah, there was no better way to do that than to get Jay on one of his transcendental tirades. So I
suppose he was dodging.
Yeah.
For a minute, I was wondering if this was like a costume contest because we got the dude from Reno 911 down there, and like Jay, I don't know what you're wearing.
Yeah, but hang on,
I'm just a hot cop, dude. If you got a problem with it, you're under arrest for being not that hot.
Marte, are you wearing the ice hat so that they won't mistake you for an illegal immigrant and grab you up off the street?
Yes, that's why I'm wearing the hat. Great.
Smart.
It's not going to protect you.
The new urban.
What?
Well, I really wanted to just.
Jake, you're being mean.
I really,
Stop
like
it.
this would be a dream come true to watch Ryan versus Dyer here. It really would. I just.
it's your birthday, so you choose.
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, it's.
Yeah, I guess Andrew, I'd be happy to. I mean, at some point, set up like a pre-sup debate. Again, I don't have like a super strong formulated argument about pre-sup.
Somebody drop $100 so that Dyer and Ryan have to debate, and Andrew can get off camera for like 10 minutes.
Did Ryan
just say?
Did Ryan just say he doesn't have a super strong argument? Or so what's new, Ryan? Like,
This is coming from the guy who said it's collusion to hire a company that hires a company that hires a guy that hires a guy, and that's collusion.
Yeah. Hiring,
but going to a meeting with Russian operatives is not.
That was the weakest argument I've ever heard you make, Ryan. I mean,
so right.
You got to do better, man. Do better. You just have to.
Can't wait to see a pre-sup argument.
Yeah, so you don't think you need God? God is a necessary precondition for knowledge, right?
Yeah, sure.
Rob, you got to mute
Are you
yourself.
still working with the Whatever podcast?
Yeah.
Did you become a co-host or
no?
Oh yeah,
Never.
I mean to ask Andrew. Do you think they'd let me bring Umbreon?
Who's that?
My dog.
Bring your dog on to do what?
Just to hang out.
This is fucking gay. Are you guys going to debate pre-sup or not?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We can talk about it. Again, I don't have like super strong feelings about it. I just don't think I don't believe in God. So obviously, like there are things.
What happened to roasting Andrew? I thought that was the whole premise of this thing. Is that you were going to roast.
It sounds like he's trying to dodge.
That's not what I was hired for.
I was.
So the thing is I want to see in the worst way, as Ryan says, God is not a necessary precondition to knowledge, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I
Rob,
just want to
can
point
you
out,
mute for a second,
Jay
Rob?
actually just has a recording of him nodding and moving his head. He's not actually here right now. He just texted me.
Well, you know, if I show up, I'll debate. I don't give a shit. I got mixed messages. I was told I was here to roast and to have fun. But if you want me to debate, I'll debate. Ryan,
aren't you? Well, I mean, you just said the same thing twice, Jay.
That's because it's pre-recorded.
Jay's really good at this, but like you have to understand, he's gonna repeat things sometimes, and sometimes he may just break into song and dance. But it's
no. He said, wait. He said that he's here to hang out and have fun, and then he also said that he's and roast people, and then he also said that he's here to debate if we want him to. That's what I thought was redundant. I thought he was basically saying the same exact thing. I just pointing that out.
Yeah. So why do I need God to know anything?
Well, what do you think it means to justify knowledge? I guess that's what it comes down to.
To justify knowledge, I mean, probably through like the scientific method, like testing hypotheses and examining, like
the scientific method is not a tool.
It's
not a tool for knowledge. It's a tool for doing things in the natural world. So it doesn't actually. It presupposes some kind of epistemic theory. So you're missing the question when I say, "What do you think justifies knowledge?" Just saying I have a method to study the natural world doesn't tell me or anybody what epistemology is the right one.
Doesn't tell you what well, I mean, I think that you're so you just kind of lean on like God, right? Christianity as like this is where all knowledge necessarily comes from. But if without that, like, do you have any like a secular version of that, or is it just like God must exist and therefore
some type of
knowledge?
Being needs to exist to ground knowledge is where the argument goes. So no, I'm not just saying that all knowledge comes from God like he puts in our mind. I'm saying that we're human beings, we learn things empirically, but the scientific method is an empirical method of study and research. So it relies on some kind of account for empirical knowledge, but
or
the
some kind of
is,
like axiomatic presuppositions, I guess.
Is the axiom itself in sense data? Do you learn that empirically?
I think that's all we have, right? All we have is our sense data at the end of the day.
Okay. Where do you find in sense data the truth of that proposition that all knowledge comes from sense data?
I think through our sense data, we can communicate with other people and try to verify whether or not we're seeing the same thing. We can be like, hey, am I crazy here?
Sense data, where do you get the truth of the proposition that all knowledge comes from sense data?
Well, I mean, ultimately, I guess like I could be like the brain in the vat or whatever. So, I mean, I guess there's some sense that I can't be 100% sure.
No, you're not even understanding the question. No. Where in sense data do you find the truth behind the proposition that all knowledge comes from sense data?
Well, I feel like I gave you an answer. You just don't like my answer. I gave you an answer, which is like I would try to verify amongst like other people.
Do you even understand?
Communicate with other people. Well, I don't. I mean, I might not. It seems like I don't understand it by whatever you're standing by. It seems like I'm engaging with it, and you just don't like my answer.
No.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess correct me then.
So, if all knowledge comes through sense data, or the only type of knowledge that we could really make sense of, that statement itself has to be under the umbrella of all, right?
Or it could be like I guess it could be like an assumption that we make. Yeah, sure.
Well, then so that it wouldn't be all if it's not under the umbrella of all.
No, sure. I'll give you. It's under the umbrella of all things that we do. It's a deduction from sense data, I guess. Yeah.
Right, and it's a universal claim, so it has a universal quantifier. All knowledge comes through sense data.
All knowledge that I don't know of any way to observe anything that doesn't come from sense data. So,
but I'm giving you an example of something that cancels that out. The proposition itself is not found in sense data.
I think it's deduced from sense, because we can't conceptualize anything that doesn't come from sense data. So we're like, well, I mean, I guess if someone proposed
the point. Like every time you make a universal claim, you're violating the principle that all knowledge comes from sense data, because no universal claim is in sense data.
I think we could reframe it and say like all claims or all knowledge that we can kind of imagine, all knowledge that we can conceptualize seems to come from sense data. And if someone can offer an alternative way of observing knowledge, then I guess I'd be open to it, but it kind of seems nonsensical.
So universal quantifiers aren't universal quantifiers. They don't have any meaning.
What do you mean by that? I don't
it's all that's not all.
All the not. I don't know what you're asking me.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I have a computer science degree, so like the phrases you're using I'm familiar with. It just doesn't seem like they're applying to the conversation directly.
Do you know what a universal claim is?
Presumably it would mean something that is always true for everyone outside of
it has to do
perception,
with,
I guess.
Always, it has to do with everywhere it's the case, right?
Sure, I suppose.
Universally, so it's the case.
Okay.
To make a universal claim requires some kind of access to that universal state of affairs.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say we have access to that.
You wouldn't say what?
That we have access to that. I don't know how we would.
Okay, so that's the problem, right? So if we don't have access to that, then it becomes an unjustifiable claim to make universal statements.
Or it can be a kind of like useful. We can use it like colloquially to understand what we're saying. Like we don't need.
If you can bring in just what you think is colloquially useful, I can bring in the counter argument that I think is colloquially useful, and it just cancels everything out. So that's.
Or I mean, yeah, you're right. We could sit here and argue that we like don't believe that we have any shared definitions of words and stuff, but we could try to bridge that gap. There's two different ways we can have a conversation.
Right? And you're not even understanding like what the debate is. Like, how do you make a universal claim?
I'm just engaging with the things you're saying. I'm trying to anyway. Like, what?
How do you make universal claims if you're also telling me that there are no universal states of affairs that we have access to?
I mean, I wouldn't make when you say universal claims. I guess at the end of the day, I'm not convinced that I have access to those. But we would try.
Then you can't say all knowledge comes from sense data.
Jesus fucking Christ! This makes me.
Are you happy, Andrew? You should be happy.
I just want to.
I don't feel like I learned anything.
The strength of the argument was literally incredulity. I'm just not convinced, man.
Oh, that was so good. That was great. I love that. Hey, by the way, Jay Dyer looks like 1980s Top Gun. I was waiting for him to just bust into "You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling." I really was. I was just waiting for it.
That's what I'm a hot cop from the 80s.
And now it's gone, gone, gone. Oh.
Right. Yeah. So when I'm bored because the person doesn't understand the argument, that means that I'm losing the debate. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
For mid-level IQs, I think that's probably the case.
Well, I would say that you were if you're bored, and I mean, it just felt like you weren't trying to connect with like me in the conversation. Like you were saying,
if a person doesn't understand the categories, I don't know how many times I can.
Well, I have a long background.
This is not roasting Andrew. Very far away from roasting Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew, lose some weight, fucker.
Yeah, stop smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, after you. After you.
After me, Andrew, I will literally do any fitness challenge with you. You can name it, and you will.
Dude, stop flirting with him, man. He's married. Come on, chill. Fitness challenges, like this is just ridiculous, man. I get we have Jake on here, and everyone gets riled up because they hear the Australian spite through every word. But let's calm it down. It's like
if I could just finish my thought to Jay, like
this panel feels like Andrew's.
Usually, when somebody's describing something, like I'm describing something to somebody, and they're like failing to grasp it for whatever reason, my instinct is to try to bridge that gap, like try to figure out what it is they don't understand and try to connect with them on that.
Okay, well, you can attribute that motive, but that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to explain it to you. I don't know how many alternate ways to restate or rephrase it to where.
Well,
I agree. I think Jay wasn't being very emotionally intelligent.
A lot of different ways to present the idea.
Ryan, just make fun of him for wearing sunglasses indoors and call it a day.
Yeah, Ryan, it's only a 2-hour show. We don't have that fucking time.
I think we can all agree that debate was boring. And
I'm a quick learner.
And Jay looks like a gay cop.
Dude, you're the gay guy that has gay profiles. What the fuck are you talking about?
You think? Did you really believe that? You think that
that's okay to be gay, right?
Wait.
It was you at the club, miss your touch. Go again, baby, what's up? Nothing feels right, so let's mess up everything.